Hello everyone and welcome to my channel Decode with Akshay. So before starting this video, I just wanted to know whether have you heard these three questions in your day-to-day life. First question, SQL is only for software engineers. The second question, SQL needs coding knowledge. And the third one, which I frequently hear, that SQL is very much difficult to learn. If your answer is yes, we have heard these questions, then today this video will completely change the way you think about SQL. Because today in this video, I'm going to prove something which people usually never tell to anyone. And my claim is that if you know Excel, then you already know a very big part of Excel. If you are working on Excel on your day-to-day life, then you're already playing with many major concepts of SQL without realizing it. So before you convince yourself that you don't know SQL, watch this video till the end. Today, if you search SQL on YouTube or even any social media, you will notice something strange. People often make you realize that SQL is a rocket science. They'll tell you to learn programming first, database first, server first, coding, and then they start teaching you SQL. But the truth is totally different. SQL is not a programming language in the traditional sense. It is a language to communicate with the data. Nowhere SQL will ask you to develop any application and run it. And trust me, if you're doing these things in Excel in your day-to-day life, then you've already learned the majority of the logics of SQL. But the only thing which is different is the way of writing, which we called as the syntaxes. So now, let's understand and compare the functions of SQL with the functions of Excel. So here you can see on my screen, I have written some of the functions of Excel and also some of the functions of SQL. So if we consider the first example, which is the filter one, so in order to filter the data in Excel, we use a filter function. And if you want to filter a data set in SQL, you will be using a where condition in it. Anyhow, in my further videos, I'll be teaching you how to write, what is the correct way of writing it, the syntax and everything. But today in this video, we'll be only learning the basics, right? Similarly, if you want to sort the data from highest to lowest, ascending to descending, A to Z, so you'll be using the sort function in Excel, but in SQL, you will be using a function called as order by. Yeah. So if you want to remove duplicates in Excel, so you will be using a function called as remove duplicates, right? But in SQL, you'll be using the keyword distinct. If you want to add a pivot table, right? So you just apply the pivot table by pressing Alt NVT and any of the shortcuts, right? But in SQL, you will be using the keyword called as group by, which will help you to summarize the data as same as we do in the pivot table in Excel. And the remaining three functions are aggregation functions, sum, count, and average. You will be using as it is in SQL. Now, to make this more simpler, I have also quoted some of the examples which shows you how are the where conditions, order by, distinct, and so on is written in SQL. If I quickly move to the next sheet, for example, if you want to filter a column named country, and if you want to filter all the records with having the value India, so this is how it's done in SQL, Excel. But in SQL, you just have to write the query as where, which we already studied in the previous sheet, the column name is equal to sign and the parameter, whatever you need to filter. So in this case, we need to filter India. So we'll be just mentioning India. Anyhow, just a disclaimer, this is not the whole syntax. This is just a partial syntax, just to make you understand how where conditions look like, right? This is not the entire query. There is something which needs to be added here, but in the next video, I'll be showing you that. Yeah. Similarly, if I want to sort my sales column in Excel on a descending level, okay, in a descending order. So we just apply the filter, yeah, and we just select the descending. But in SQL, you will be using order by function, which we already studied, the column name, and the keyword called as DESE, which is descending. Now you might be having question what to do in case of ascending order. So in case of ascending order, it is very much simpler. You no need to mention anything. You just need to mention order by and the column name. It automatically sorts the data into ascending order. So only in case of descending, you just need to add the keyword DESC. Rest, if you want to sort it in ascending, you no need to maintain anything. Very much simple. Now, to remove duplicates, I have already mentioned you have to use distinct. And when you use VLOOKUP in Excel, this is a very important part. When you use VLOOKUP in Excel, there is something called as joins. Remember, joins, the topic of joins in SQL is considered as the heart of SQL. You need to know joins, you need to be perfect in joins in order to say that you know SQL. And this is a very interesting topic. I'll also be covering that in my upcoming videos. And the last one, pivot table, a group by. So once we start developing the actual queries, I start teaching with the actual queries, we jump into the databases, we jump into the tables. At that moment, I will be making the videos of the entire queries too. So looking at all these examples, it feels easy to be seen, but still today, people feel SQL is difficult because people start learning SQL from the wrong place. They directly jump into the advanced concepts which will overburden them, and they come under the assumption that SQL is a very difficult language to learn. The only thing you need to learn is the new SQL keywords and the syntaxes. And once you realize this, learning SQL becomes much more easier even than you imagined it. So till today, if you have wasted your time thinking that SQL is a coding language, I hope that this video has removed all your myths and made the concept of SQL very clear to you. So in this entire series, I'm going to teach you SQL in a very simplest language and using those examples which every Excel users can relate and understand the concepts correctly. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and in the comments, just type, I know Excel and I'm ready to learn SQL. Also, please subscribe to my channel because in the next video, I'll be telling you the comparison and the similarities between the Excel table and the SQL table. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Till then, stay tuned with Decode with Akshay.